All right, guys, this is the first time 5 Minute Bark listeners, we've got a musician on our show here today. This guy's more than a magician. He's not only a magician, he's a dreamer. And, you know, we're going to have a great conversation because I'm a dreamer too. So we've got Jalen James Acosta here today. I love the name, by the way. And
Thank you.
He was brought to us by a beautiful young gal named Serena Cowell. She's been on some of our episodes in the past as well. So really exciting things going on. Not only are we going to talk about him and his career, but he's got a lot of other things going on with a TEDx and so on and so forth. So, Jalen, I guess let's start out by saying hello.
Hello. How's all the beautiful people out there? How's everybody feeling?
They're feeling good, I'm sure. and Jalen's up in the beautiful area of California, Hollywood area, Sunset Cliffs, all the fancy schmancy place up there where we all want to go.
Right now I am. However, though, my favorite place is definitely in San Diego, and I love being out there in Crown Point.
Oh, that's beautiful.
My spot.
It really is. I take my dog over there all the time. It really is a great spot. So, Jalen, you know, musicians, man, I mean, they're one of a kind. They're so exciting. They're so up and down all around. They're not afraid to not only strum a guitar or bang a drum. They want to say what they want to do. They want to create. They want to dream. Tell us about where this all came from.
One of the most beautiful things about being a musician is that I think from a very, very early age, you know that you're connected to the higher source, right? You're connected to the creative source, and you feel it. You know it. The moment that you discover that you don't listen to music, you see it, right? That's a moment that is magical. You know, when you're a kid and you're growing up, and you know that you're listening to songs that other people listen to a whole different way, right? It's like being able to see, all the colors of the spectrum when it comes to a song, And I talk to a lot of my friends that do film, and it's the same thing for them. They go to a movie and they can't just enjoy a movie just normal like everybody else. They're looking at the effects and this and that. Well, that's the same thing that happens for us musicians, And so it was a wonderful thing, and it truly became my therapy. It was my, a lot of times, music becomes someone's therapist. So it saved my life. Yeah, in more ways than one, by the way.
No, I agree. I mean, I was an artist in the fact that I was an extreme sports bike rider, and there was nothing more than being alone in a parking lot. My friends talk about it all the time. It's being in that parking lot alone and just, strumming that bike or working on that bike and making it manipulate to do different tricks and slide and turn and spin and balance and when the music or the trick comes out beautiful, there is just so much of a satisfaction that comes along with it.
Yeah. 100%. You know when you're in the zone too, right? You feel it. It's like you're basically just a channel. You're broadcasting a transmission. It's not even you in there.
Right. So I mean, the people that aren't musicians out there, they're not artists. I definitely think that it's fair that they should have the ability to maybe even try to explore that part of themselves, because I'm sure everybody's got that part in them in some sort of way. Is there any way you could kind of help, maybe by even reach back from when it was the beginning for you, how to get them into that space to really kind of get that 3D surround sound effect of life, of dreaming, of passion, of
believing that it's attainable, right? That it is possible. Because the toughest thing is that, let's not forget that we are, every single day, we are programmed to believe otherwise, right? We're programmed to believe that, and it happens sometimes, like our family and friends and teachers and they do it, and not even intentionally. They're just programmed that way. They're like, look, what do you mean I'm a musician? Just be a little bit more realistic, You need a job that'll pay your bills, this and that, and not realizing that, guess what? Music can pay the bills, and but the more that we are given those limited beliefs, right, the more that we stop ourselves from believing that we can do it. But I promise you, the moment that you make that decision and you create an intention behind it, and you say, okay, this is it, I'm doing this, because guess what? It is the passion that drives me. I wake up every single day. This is what's in me. This is the fire that gets me going. And by the way, it happens to people that are not even doing music professionally. They need that for their job. They need that for, I don't know, business meeting they're going to have, and they listen to the right song or the right thing or whatever, and they get fired up. So as far as musicianship, uh, a lot of us have it in us. We just don't act on it. So if you just make that decision, uh, everything is possible. I remember the first time, by the way, I got a check, from from music. I said, "What? You can get paid from this? This is crazy. I'm just doing what I love." You know.
Yeah.
So that moment was very, very crucial for me to get the confidence to believe that, like, well, I can multiply this. I can see more of this coming. I want to wake up every day and eat from my dream. That's all I wanted to do. Eat from my dream.
So eat from your dream. I agree that first check that comes in, it's like, oh my God, I did it. And even and you probably didn't even really try at that point to I mean, you probably tried before, maybe tried after, but it just came, and it is a good feeling. It is a good feeling to be able to see that, okay, this can continue, because the reality check comes in to where, okay, I have to pay the bills. I have to have a car. I have to take my woman on a date and keep her happy. And I have to, go out with my friends and enjoy a dinner with them. And I have to be able to pay my own bill. And here in California, that's not cheap. It's not cheap.
No, it's not. And one thing is for sure. We all know that hoping doesn't pay the bills, right?
Right.
We all know that dreaming doesn't pay the bills. But the fact is that dreaming with a plan pays the bills. You see what I mean?
Yes.
If you create a plan behind what you're thinking about doing, and more importantly, one of the things that I found out later on, and this was probably one of the toughest lessons I had to learn, because initially when I was very young, coming up in the business, it was all about me, and it's just me. I'm the star, and and I was a Latin star, very young, and traveling the world and doing this, doing that. But I didn't build the proper team behind me initially, and so it faded away pretty quick. The money went away, and guess what? When that happens, everybody else that was pushing you goes away. So if you don't have the team behind you to make this a thing, right, to make this a business, then it goes away pretty fast. So that's one of the most important things and advice that I can give anyone, that if you have any kind of, and by the way, not just with music, right, but with any kind of business or any kind of idea, any kind of passion you have, you can turn it into a business, but you got to build the proper team around you. Even if you're the star or the CEO or whatever, you got to build a team around you.
This just talking right now, this kind of reminds me of the movie that just recently came out, but I grew up in it, Straight Outta Compton, and these musicians are just so passionate. I mean, so passionate. Rap was, God, I was so passionate. I listened to them all the time. And
what a movie, huh?
Yeah, what a movie. And but this, you got Dr. Dre and all those guys, they want to just do their music, and then you had Eazy-E, who had the kind of the mix between the business and the street and and the music. He had all of it, and he was frowned upon because he was doing the deals and so on and so forth, but he was talking on a different level. And being an artist, I'm sure you can relate to that, because you want to be the artist. Because if you have to deal with business, that takes you from your artist creation mode. And but on the other hand, you have to kind of somehow bridge that and or have a beautiful trust in somebody that trusts in you, because if you're able to do what you want to do, you're going to make it big. I mean, there's no question about it.
I
agree. If you can put away the bills, you can put away the fact, everything else, just let me do what I do. Whether it's in marketing, whether it's in because you got your hands on a lot of different things now.
Yeah.
If you're able to just do that and have somebody else trust them with the finances and the contracts and the agreements, that'd be pretty strong.
Yeah, and that's you hit it on the nail. That's really one of the key things right there. Where do you find that other half, right? That other part of the marriage, right? That can help you handle the business. Because don't get it twisted. Not every artist is just an artist. I'm not just an artist, but very few of us are both, right? Jay-Z is not just an artist, right? He's a business, right? He says it in his song. He's not just a business. He is the business, right? So a lot of artists like Puff Daddy, whatever, a lot of those guys, they were born, right, to inspire others and become the CEOs they became and all that and whatever. But even they found that other half. They found the business half, whether it was an attorney or a manager or someone In Jay-Z's case, Jay Brown, for example, is an excellent example. A lot of folks that are not in the business, they're like, who's Jay Brown? No one knows who Jay Brown is.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you that everyone that deals with Jay-Z knows who Jay Brown is. And Rock Nation is run by those guys, right, together. So same thing with me, you got to find that other half. And so I was able to do that. I was able to find a couple of folks, ladies, actually, a couple of ladies that helped make this happen. And Serena, by the way, is one of them. Now she joined the team, and she's been kicking butt and doing amazing things for me, for the team. And Rachel Carey, who's my other half as far as the business. She's incredible business development. And you're right. I could not be doing all the different things that I'm doing now without that team.
Right.
But if you're an artist, all I can tell you is that, guess what? It is important. The product is the most important thing. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. You got to have the product. Without the product, no one cares about you.
Yep.
So it is better to focus on the product and have some other people, focus on the business. And one thing, of course, that happens is that there's that little word I hate. When I moved to LA, hashtag cynicism, right?
Yep.
Cynicism. That's it. Everyone is a cynic, and everyone is like jaded, and everyone, this business, blah blah blah, this and that. But somehow they made it.
Yeah.
Especially the older folks that I meet, they've made a fortune. They've done this, they've done that, and the first thing they were telling me is like, all this business and all the bad things about the business. I'm like, listen, I already know all the bad things that can happen, first of all. Second of all, I come from a very, very, I come from a rough background. I don't know if you ever heard of Overtown or Liberty City, Miami, but that's where I come from, where the riots were in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear all the things that can go wrong. Trust me. I want
to hear things that go right.
Yeah, exactly. Show me what you did right. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to focus on. The rest, I'll figure it out. And I'm sure it's not going to be a walk in the park. No. But I'm putting the right team together, and we'll do this together,
Speaking of that, this must be an amazing statistic. I don't know how true it is, but I'm just going to say it. I went, my music listening days came from Kiss to rap, then to trance. So, but wow. I listened to a lot of rap, but I was always into the DJ thing. So, but if you look back and go, Will Smith, LL Cool J, Ice-T, all those guys, they did some awesome transition. Every single one of those guys from not only from rap, but to movies and other stuff, products and everything.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anybody else besides Kiss that's done that.
I know. You're completely right.
And they came from the ghetto.
They came straight from the same place as I came from. And you know what? At the end of the day, it becomes that's when you realize, like, the smarts. I mean, you got to have the brains behind your operation and your art, right? You can't just be. They found the right folks to attach themselves with, to do the right business deals with, to partner up with, right? And funny you mentioned those guys. I met all of them along the way, and I was able to work on the movie Ali in 2001 with Will behind the scenes. I was a stand-in for Will, actually, and I also worked as an assistant. So I worked with a lot of the folks there, and then I met Ice Cube on the set of his first movie, All About the Benjamins. Like one of the first movies he did. That, by the way, the quick, 10-second story about that. So my UPS driver back in those days, Ron Lang, if he listens to this, he's gonna crack up. So Ron Lang, he used to come up to my house and be like, my script is almost sold, and eventually he's the one that sold the script to Ice Cube, and they worked on it together and whatever, and they co-wrote it and all that. But true story. I mean, my UPS driver guy used to come by every day, and then eventually Ron became a producer, and he's been doing amazing things since.
Isn't that great?
So I've got a lot of these Forrest Gump type stories that I met folks along the way, and they became so and so. And same thing with LL. I met him along the way, and a few of those guys. So I've learned from a lot of those guys, meaning just being in the room and just being around and soaking it in and being young. You're a sponge when you're that young and you're around that stuff. So it's been a pleasure, man, to learn that. And hopefully, guess what? That's what we're here for.
Yes.
To pass that on, the roadmap to get us where we are. So I love the fact that you've been into so many different types of music and genres, and listen to so many different type of songs. Yeah. That's awesome.
They're definitely completely different ones, aren't they? So where does it go for you here, Jalen? We're here. It's 2016. Rumor has it you're about to break out. Where do you go from here? Give me some direction. Tell me what I'm looking for. What's the book I'm going to be reading soon? What's going on here?
That's a great question. Wow, yeah. So it's been, well, first of all, let me just mention the company, World Artists United. I'm so proud of the company we put together. It's a young company. It's growing. It's about a year old. However, the folks behind the company, if you go to our website and check out who's behind it, you're going to be blown away. We got people from Virgin, from Mostly Music, from Timbaland, from a lot of different folks. And the company itself is, yes, we are a content making machine. We are a content creation company where we're producing TV shows now. We're producing films. We got a multi-million-dollar film we're producing in Dominican Republic in February and March. I'm very excited about it. It's a pirate fantasy film, and that's as much as I can say. But it's a huge film, and I'm very excited to be a producer on it, and also have a role in the film.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, very excited about that.
So you're going in the direction of film or music, or are you kind of still expanding?
It's a multimedia company, yeah. So we're going. We got so our company is divided into three things. Multimedia, which is music and film, content management and production, and of course brand management. So that means that we handle some of the brands. We do a lot of the content, internet content, websites, social media stuff for some celebrities and athletes. So we do that, and that obviously expands our brand because that allows for sponsorships to come in, to work with major brands, major athletes. We have a couple of folks that we work with that are incredible, and we just we're privileged to do that. So
that's a big scope nowadays. Each one of those have gotten so articulate and complex in themselves. Social media, used to be something you could handle on your own. Now there's so many channels and so many complexities to it, trends and so on and so forth. And then
correct.
Websites themselves are almost becoming dinosaurs with social media now. It's like the website, okay, let's bang up a page and then be done with it, unless you're doing some sort of back end, data-driven distributing music or something like that through it or something like that. But
yeah, or in our case, what we're doing is we're creating ecosystems. So the e-commerce ecosystem, so that, for example, these major brands can have a page where people can go and get the apparel, the authentic, unique products, for example. That's still a way that companies are trying to push products, because at the end of the day, let's face it, it is all about social media, and these guys, these new celebrities now, they have millions of followers. So those are millions of potential consumers, right, potential buyers. So there still needs to be a place where people can get that stuff, and not just at, Nordstrom or something. You got to be able to sell it right through the internet. So that's one of the good things that the websites are for nowadays. I don't think anything else other than that.
Yeah, right.
But
no, literally, I don't put as much emphasis on it. I tell people, I'm in the website business as well. I tell them video,
visuals. That's it.
I'm even getting kind of old with Facebook, unless you're doing a Facebook ad. But I think video is everything. Videos on Facebook, videos on YouTube, because the great thing is anybody
live video now, right?
Yeah,
live video.
This right here is as good video as you can get. It's good quality. Stick it on something and start recording. Professional video. The days of $15,000 for a 1 minute promo are gone nowadays. People still do it, but people rarely have a real person, a real just a real video, like a authentic, real, reality TV type video.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. At the end of the day, like I rather you pay me $1,000 for the video, and let's spend the other 14,000 on
advertising,
ads, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll do revenue share.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather let's do that rather than I don't want to charge you $15,000, put out the video, and then you go get a bazillion views and hits and sell all kinds of products.
Exactly.
and then I just made a little bit of money, and you made millions.
So let's talk about this TEDx thing you've got going on here. I've always wanted to be a speaker on TEDx, and that's one of my goals in my life is being on TEDx. And you got some sort of event you're wanting to promote, and you've got going on here this weekend here. And we're talking on October 25th, 2016. So
29th, the 29th.
So it's going to be on the 29th, Saturday. And where is this going to be? And tell me about it.
Oh man, it's so exciting. One of the first things that I can tell you is that I've seen very few lineups like this, and it happens to be all women. For the very first time ever, TED Talks, or TEDx actually, is being organized in Beverly Hills, and it's happening at the Saban Theater. That obviously, it's a huge theater, very prestigious, wonderful, beautiful people have performed there. And so the Saban Theater is right on Cannon Drive. And so they call it TEDx Cannon Drive Women. So you can go to TEDxCannonDriveWomen.com, get tickets there, and you're going to witness from Oscar winners to, just go to the website. It's crazy. The lineup is insane. I'm very excited about it. Kristen Stewart is also one of the speakers.
Oh, awesome.
Everybody knows her. But some of the other ladies that are coming there to talk about leadership, about just ideas that change the world, you know what I mean? I don't know if you are like me, but I listen to TED Talks all the time.
Oh, yeah, they're great. I love it.
Yeah. And every single time, it doesn't cease to amaze me, the kind of ideas and things that come out from those things, So just being involved is a privilege. And how I'm involved, by the way, is that I'm providing the opening, the music, the entertainment. So we're working with Karina Pasian, who's a world-renowned artist. She's incredible. She's a Grammy-nominated artist. She's 25 years old, and she's performed for everyone from the Clintons to George Bush, every president, traveled the world, performed with everyone from Stevie Wonder to you name it. Andrea Bocelli. I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, she's 25 years old. You can look her up on YouTube, Karina with a K, Pasian. And I promise you, I think her whole life and career has been documented on YouTube. so you can see her. She was discovered by Quincy Jones. So this girl could play Mozart when she was 5 years old. Imagine that. She's a prodigy, someone that comes along, every 100 years you find someone like this, So she's going to be performing, opening up, along with another British pop star. Her name is Sona. So Sona is going to be performing. It's going to be an incredible lineup. And they're going to be performing an amazing song that we are going to release. World Artists United is going to release in the next month. The song is by Elijah Jamal, though, who's one of our artists. He's a man, and unfortunately, because he's a guy, he couldn't perform on the TEDx. They only wanted women on the stage, so that's how that happened. But anyway, we are releasing the song with him. We're doing the video in San Diego, by the way. Okay. So I'll let you know so you can come through to the video shoot.
That'd be fun.
And the name of the song is Stand Up. And it's just so powerful. Stand up for something or fall for anything. That's what the hook says. And I mean, think about it. With everything that's going on nowadays with the politics and all the craziness that's happening, that's, I think, a theme that everyone can relate to.
Yes, definitely. Well, awesome. Jalen, we're already way past our time already. So we had a good chat there, didn't we? Is there any last words you want to give to the people out there, the 5 Minute Bark, and in regards to your big dreams and your career and your company, or if they want to reach out to you on a specific website, anything, this is your chance to show off.
All right. Well, listen, very simple. First of all, to reach out, worldartistsunited.com. Artists is in plural, worldartistsunited.com. That's to reach out. And as far as myself, all I can say is I am the product of every single person I met along the way, good or bad, by the way. I think everything is important in life for you to take it in and utilize that energy for positive things. And so that's what we're doing. That's what our company is about. And I just big ups to my team. You know who you are, the WOW team. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to the folks, to your guys, to your fans. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every moment. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on too as well. And thank you to Serena for making this happen.
Yes.
So hope things go, great things come from her, and she's a hard worker, and I'm excited to see the future for you guys over there. I mean, I know she's been talking about such great things you guys are doing, and the athletes you're working with, and the people, and so that's really great.
Big shout out to Odell Beckham Jr. and Odell Beckham Sr., who are also clients and partners and friends and people that support anyone with a dream.
That's awesome.
Very important. People only get to see what they see on TV about this guy and his family, but the truth is they truly support dreamers.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on, and 5 Minute Bark Podcast listeners, thank you for coming. And as you know, we do have sponsors, and I want to thank Forgotten Flag Raisers for sponsoring. They've come up with a beautiful shirt called Raising Awareness, kind of set the tone for this podcast here today. Raising Awareness. The movie is about basically the raising of the flag in Iwo Jima and military families' passion. Great movie. You can find that movie to help support them and support the podcast at podcast.codiedog.com. And it's far beyond the raising of the flag. It's really patriotism in its fullest. Probably would bring emotional tears to your eyes when you watch this movie. And special thanks to them for reaching out and supporting us. So please, free T-shirt and get a DVD or online download of the movie at podcast.codiedog.com. And Jalen, thanks for coming on today and giving me your time.
Thank you.
This will be a great release.
Excellent. Thaving me, and thank you, fans, everybody that follow you.
You're watching the 5 Minute Bark Podcast on YouTube. If you like this episode, you just may like many more. Subscribe today by clicking the red subscribe button in the top right-hand corner.